Hello. Wham. Whew. Whew. Okay. Okay. Everything's good. Oh. Hey there, Lele. Welcome in. Good to see you hanging around. Dominic coming in here and getting the third too. Hi there. What the Poppet? That is me. Unless you're just saying what the and then ending it with my name, in which case, uh, for real, I sound out of breath. That's because I was holding my breath, sitting in front of my mic, waiting for the first ad to end. That's why. uh, what? Wait, did that even register? Hold on. I want to make sure. Yep, there it was. Just wanted to make sure. I couldn't see it on my end. Let me move this chat window a little bit more so I can see what's going on my own stream. So I will drink water and water and water, 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 water. Good water. So, I was wondering if I would even be able to continue playing Attorney of the Arcane after I got like 3 copyright things on my stream muting the audio saying you don't have permission to use this belongs to these people. And I was thinking, oh crap, does this game just use some random copyrighted music? What the hell? And I believed it because I listened to the track and I was like, that does kind of sound like it. But then I was just on Google literally today thinking about playing the game again, and I was just like, I wonder why they included like a copyrighted thing. I'm pretty sure they made some of the music. And then, shocking twist, the game has a completely original soundtrack. There are no copyrighted tracks in it whatsoever. I doubt a paid game would use copyrighted music. That's a good point. And that is what occurred to me today as I was thinking about it. It's different from getting strikes. That's a relief. But when I looked up the original soundtrack, I actually found what song was actually playing. And while it does sound kind of similar, it is absolutely not what they said it was. So I immediately submitted an appeal that just said, this is not the music you say it is. It worried me a little bit that there was no box for me to justify myself. I literally just had to go, like, just pressed a button that was like, I understand that if I lie about this, then it's a crime. I'm not lying about it. But I wish you'd give me the ability to explain myself, so I'm a little worried that that's going to come back with, no, you're wrong. It's exact. We listened to it, and it sounds exactly like this thing, so... Does it stop the owners of the game's soundtrack copyright and send out DMCA's? Well, you know, the guy who made this soundtrack and the guy who made this game seems pretty rad, so I would assume they wouldn't do that. And also, I doubt every other person who ever streamed this game was muting their audio. Especially because the soundtrack is like half the thing, or at least a good portion of why I like the game. It'd be a shame if I had to mute the music. Speaking of the game, let me actually open it up. As soon as it opens. Come on. As soon as it opens. It it's launching. I don't understand why it would take this long to launch, but it says it's launching. Okay, what the hell? Play. There it is. That's the shit I needed to see. It's probably people wanting to be assholes and flag it, similar to people that White Knight Unis Honest audio clips for redeems and report as copyrighted material. Ugh. I had no idea. I honestly doubt that it is somebody just flagging it, because it was such a random song in like a random album. I honestly doubt that somebody is listening to WoW sounds and like, this sounds like one of the sound things from the Noir thing collection of sounds. Fuck you. Because it did sound very close, it's just not the same. At least some parts of it sounded really close. With how some people are, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It doesn't really surprise me that people would do that. I feel like I've definitely seen that happen before. But in this case, I'm pretty sure it was just some bot that was like, you seem a little too... Hi, JJ. That jump scared me. Thank you very much, JJ. Didn't even know Bits did that. They didn't until well, they were supposed to for a while, but I fixed it so they actually worked recently. So JJ has been like the tester for that, essentially. Oh, well, just watch Merlin Bids. It's fun stuff. Literally, it physically throws 1 bit at me for every bit. So it's fully accurate. Let's get back to wherever we are, and this time I can rest assured that they could not possibly mute part of my stream. Be sure to tell me if the game is louder than me again this time around, because I don't remember if I undid any of my sound settings from last time. Celeste McCoy. Can you tell me more about Celeste? Oh wait, I just realized my fan's still on. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm not gonna risk it. There. Now the only way you'd be able to hear that is if you can also hear my computer running, which it is running quite loud. Don't ask me why. Ah, shit. How did you become a part of your family? It all happened many years ago. Back when McCoy Tavern was still open. We were closing one night when we found a baby with white hair abandoned in the dining area. Really? You say, it's so hot in here for 30 minutes? Oh, don't worry, the fan is still on. I just don't have it pointed at my face anymore, so it's overlapping with the mic. And if I start feeling like it's too hot, I'll turn it up like one setting. It only gets really loud when it goes all the way up. Awesome sauce indeed. We waited weeks for her parents to come by, but no one ever came looking for her. And that baby was Celeste? Yes, Flintheart and I had always wanted a child. I thought that Celeste must have been a gift from the Scaled Lord. Okay. But one day I saw Celeste practicing her magic. I think that's when I realized that somebody from the nobility must have abandoned her at our inn. I didn't care though. I loved her all the same. I'm sure Flintheart did too. Wait, you knew that she was a mage all this time? I did. You haven't known her very long, but she's a terrible liar. Flintheart must have noticed too, but I think he didn't want to believe it. It's my fault. I should have forced him to see the truth. Well, that's depressing. Flintheart and Celeste. I spoke with Celeste earlier. She thinks that her father hated her because she was a mage. There's no way he would ever feel that way. He loved her more than anything in the world. No matter what he said to her that night, nothing would ever change that. After seeing them together, you figured as much. Celeste was the world to him. When we adopted her, it was the first time in decades that I'd seen him so genuinely happy. They must have been really close. More than anything. Do you want to hear a story? Your daughter's kind of on trial for murder. Is it a relevant story? Like, does this story involve the categorizations of all sharp objects within the vicinity of this building? Okay, you're just telling me. You're not even waiting for my response. Celeste had just returned from her travels. She wouldn't stop talking about this foreign drink that she loved. I think it was called lotus juice or something. Okay, alright. Point given. It is relevant to the case. Well, Flintheart did everything he could to have it shipped here. He called in a bunch of favors with some of his revolutionary friends. But in the end, he was only able to get a single bottle of it. Is it really that rare? Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the only bottle of lotus juice in the region. I wonder if that will become an important point in narrowing down the crime. Wait a minute. Lotus juice? Is this the bottle that Flintheart bought? You show her a picture of the shattered bottle you found next to Flintheart's body. It is! Oh no, he was going to surprise her with it. I found the broken pieces next to Flintheart. I found them in the dining area. That's strange. He'd been keeping it in our room so she wouldn't find it. Really? When was the last time you saw it? Right before I left the house that night. It was right before their big argument. So it wasn't just lying around in the bar. He decided to retrieve it after the argument. Alright, you think you've investigated everything you can for now. But there's still one last thing you need to do. Ready yourself for one last conversation with Celeste. There's nothing in this room I can look at? There's plenty I can look in this room. What's this? It's a fancy looking bed. Celeste had it custom made. I'll be honest, I'm kind of struggling here. I want to give people unique voices, but she looks so generic. I'm sorry, Celeste's mom. You are a very generic looking character. You look like a village girl A. It was. I was really surprised when she returned from her travels. Apparently she was making a lot of gold from her job as a mercenary. Wow, you and Flintheart must have been happy for her. We are, but I'd wish she'd get a less dangerous job. Ah? It's a painting of a woman with some sort of aquatic animal. Oh, I love that painting. Celeste brought it back from her travels. Supposedly that woman is named Madeline Kipling. From what I've heard, she runs a wildlife sanctuary for endangered species. I think the animal in this painting is called a faykip. I don't think it is. Celeste told me that she really likes them. That's interesting. You weren't aware that these kinds of creatures even existed. And I know of every creature to ever exist. It's a table with several chairs. Must be used for entertaining guests. Doesn't look like it's seen much use, though. It's a door. I better use it. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Big fake hip. Yeah, they didn't even do some kind of pun. They just made up a brand new name. No, I heard this already. Silence. Back to your barracks. There.
Oh, you're back. Did you forget something?
Actually, there's one last thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh?
Earlier you said something that I just can't let go. You said that your father died hating you. But after everything I've heard about him, I don't think that's true. Your father loved you, Celeste, even in his final moments. You desperately want to reach her. She keeps believing that he hated her. That thought will eat her away for the rest of her life. Eat away at her for the rest of her life. You know that better than anyone.
He's just lying to make me feel better.
But it looks like it won't be that simple. You'll need to win an argument against her if you want to see the truth. Let's start throwing hands. After I look at this torch on the wall. Argument. Celeste believes that her father died hating her. But after seeing them together and learning about sorry. There's a ghost in my belly. Just need to convince her of that. Start an argument? I would love to start an argument with a grieving daughter.
I know you're just trying to make me feel better, and I really do appreciate it. But everyone knows that my father hated mages.
God, there's that fucking soundtrack that I played this game for. Wait, I didn't even pay attention to the line. He's always hated magic, there's no reason behind it. There is a reason behind it. Text appears on screen, gives it a lot of impact. I know, right? It's pretty cool. Check, 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 check. I don't know if it's my place to say this, but there's a reason why your father hated magic so much.
What?
When Flintheart was a child, he had a sister. She was tragically killed by a mage decades ago. I will concede that it could be fancied up a bit, but for what it is, it's pretty cool. That's why he had such an immense hatred for magic.
I never knew. But that doesn't change anything. That's all the more reason for him to have hated me.
Selfish of me to learn magic.
I knew how much he hated magic, but I still learned to use it anyway. Magic killed someone that he loved. No wonder he was furious.
It was selfish of me. I feel like that's kind of opinionated and hard to disprove with evidence, but I'll give it a shot. Oh, so she did it. She told me she did it so she could support her family. Okay. You're wrong! Shut up! Stop crying, little girl. You're incorrect, and I'll prove you wrong with facts and logic. But you didn't learn magic to benefit yourself, did you? You learned it to save your family after your tavern was shut down.
That's...
You're a good person, Celeste. You did everything you could to help your family. I'm sure your father recognized that.
Just shut up. God, you just don't stop talking. Shut up. Just stop it.
Whatever composure she had before is slowly breaking down.
You weren't there. You didn't hear what he said to me.
In his final moments, he could only think of how I betrayed him.
I could see it in his eyes. There's no way he would ever forgive me.
Incorrect. This bottle... Take a look at this picture, Celeste.
What, a shattered bottle? Wait, is that a bottle of lotus juice?
Do you know where I found this? On the floor of your family's inn.
What? That can't be true. I tried to find it here, but no one sells it in Wyvern Guard.
Your father knew how much you loved this drink. He called in quite a few favors just so he could have it imported for you.
What? He did that?
Your father didn't hate you, Celeste. He loved you more than anything.
That doesn't change anything. If he did all that for me, it was before he knew about my secret. I'm sure he never would have done that if he knew the truth.
That's not true at all.
What the hell would you know about him?
It's hard for me to be angry and do that voice.
You barely even knew him. How could you possibly know how he felt about me? Don't you think I want to believe that he still loved me before he died? But I know the truth. There's no way he could forgive me for what I did. It's not just...
Sorry. It's not just the fact that he bought that drink for you. It's also where the bottle was when it shattered.
What do you mean?
Your mother said that the bottle was stowed in her room before your argument. But I found the shattered bottle in the lobby, where his body was. I ran into him before I went to look for you. Hey, Ash! Welcome in! Thank you for the 5 bits! Thank you for the hydrate! Thank you for the stretch! Thank you for the apple abuse!
Oh.
Thank you for the pet. You just did everything and then immediately lurked. You activated every stream reaction I have and then just left. Alright, well I hydrated so I'll stretch now.
I almost forgot to stretch out my legs too.
Alright. Stretched out. So, as I was saying, or more aptly, anyway, thought it failed me. I ran into him before I went to look for you. He was going upstairs to his room. That can only mean one thing. He went to retrieve the bottle after your argument ended.
What? Why would he have it?
It's because he was going to give it to you, Celeste. He was going to give you a gift to apologize for what he said to you.
He was going to apologize?
Your father loved you, Celeste. And as tragic as it is, he was going to try to apologize to you before he was murdered. Damn it, I have to do this again. Shit, stay dead.
I don't like this. My daughter, working as a mercenary of all things.
Come on, Dad.
The fucking whiplash of that voice made me make her sound even younger.
You know I can handle myself.
I don't doubt it. But you shouldn't have to risk your neck for our sakes.
They closed the inn, Dad. We won't be able to survive unless I do this.
Just be careful, okay? I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to you. No matter what anyone says, you are our daughter, and we'll love you until the day we die.
Dad, how could I ever think that?
You're ruining this emotional moment.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Dad.
Sorry, one more time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dad.
Celeste had barely been keeping it together throughout the whole argument, but her realization is finally causing her to break down. She begins crying loudly as she quickly embraces you. In this cold, dark place, she probably hadn't felt warmth of any kind for days. Oddly enough, it sounded a lot like farm animal noises, but I decided to ignore it. Let the moment happen. You're caught off guard and feel a little embarrassed, but you comfort her while she vents her emotions.
Argument 1. Well done.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I think I'm okay now. I've been thinking such horrible things this entire time.
She looks at you and gives you a warm smile. It's probably the first time you've seen her genuinely smile since this whole ordeal started.
Thank you. But is everything really gonna be okay?
I'll make sure of it. I'll get justice for you and your father. Doesn't matter who stands in my way. Even if they're a man, king, or god. My catchphrase.
You're completely different now. What happened to the nervous wreck from before?
Please forget about that. Anyway, take some time to rest. The trial is going to resume soon. Matt, you've done everything you can for now. You've learned a lot about what happened that night of the murder. You just hope it's enough. But even with your investigation, you still don't know what the prosecution has planned. Oh boy, going right into it.
Has Pierce told you all the details, Mr. Rudolph? Will you remember them?
Fuck, what voice did I give this guy? Yes, I pride myself on my eidetic memory.
Just so there are no misunderstandings, I do not approve of this.
There's so many characters in this one spot. You said it yourself, Lady Steelwind. There's no possible way that I could have done the deed. It has to be the bastard child. We don't know what sort of tricks Ruby Timura might pull tomorrow. Just see this as a way of securing a just verdict. Yes, I would. Alright, it's time. Would. You said that last time. Hello, Cuthbert. Oh, hi, Miss Timora. You're a lot less jumpy than you were yesterday. I'm glad to see you're finally getting used to things. So, what did you find out in your investigation? You tell Miss Timora about everything you've learned over your investigation. There aren't a lot of clues that point to what actually happened. Yeah, I know a lot of details about the crime scene, but nothing about the crime itself. This means I'll have to rely solely on pointing out contradictions in the witnesses' testimonies. Being reactive to the prosecution's moves is a valid strategy. It's a horrible strategy. Honestly, I think it was a miracle that you got the commander to cooperate with you at all. Right, you almost forgot. Commander White appears to really have it out for Miss Timora. Actually, I wanted to ask about that. Did something happen between you and Commander White?
Miss McCoy, please proceed to the cab room with your counsel. I am here to interrupt this obviously very lore-intensive conversation.
Let's go, Tyrion. Trial's about to start.
You should go. The judge is waiting. Right. Another secret is left buried between you two. Court is now resumed for the trial of Celeste McCoy. Let us review the proceedings from yesterday. Yesterday, the defense presented some shocking oversights made during the investigation.
Yes, I personally saw to it that the investigation was conducted properly this time.
I see. I suppose that puts my mind at ease.
At yesterday's trial, we found an inconsistency between the crime scene photos and the autopsy report. Because of this, the defense tried to push the following narrative: that a third party must have interfered with the crime scene to frame the defendant. However, the prosecution has discovered another explanation. Because of that, the individual who discovered the body would like to testify as to what he saw that night. His eyewitness account will clear up what actually happened.
Interesting. It was,
Sorry, I had to let my stomach rumble for a second.
Interesting. It was my understanding that the individual in question wanted to remain anonymous.
Supposedly, this witness was within the gallery of the trial yesterday. After witnessing yesterday's proceedings, he felt he couldn't stay silent any longer.
So that's her plan. Very clever, 18-year-old. Why would the witness change his mind like that? I wonder if it's because he killed him. Did Steelwind persuade him? Or is something else happening here? Like this witness is the actual murderer.
Very well. Let's hear from this witness.
Oh wait, no, it's not him.
Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. My name is Ryan.
What? God, a lot of these characters look pretty generic, actually. I'm not sure what to do.
My name is Rice Reginald. No.
My name is Rice Reginald Rudolph. I am chauffeur of the equine variety. I guess that means I drive horses. Occupation, servant. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm unfamiliar with that profession.
He means to say that he's a carriage driver.
Oh, I see. Well, in any case, It is my understanding that you found the body. Am I correct, Mr. Rudolph?
Rudolph appears to be writing something in a notebook. He writes with incredible speed. His pen only touches the paper for maybe a second before he's filled an entire page.
Mr. Rudolph.
Forgive me. I was merely taking notes on the people in this room.
Taking notes?
The witness has a certain compulsion to keep a record of every event that he witnesses.
I see. That's very convenient. Then I assume we will receive an accurate testimony to how you found the body.
Actually, I witnessed much more than that. I saw the crime as it was being committed, and I wrote down everything that I saw. What?
That is quite the claim. If that's true, why did you choose to remain silent until now?
Incoming bullshit response.
We had initially concluded that the evidence, we had initially concluded that the evidence was assassinated. Therefore, we saw no need at the time of his testimony. However, those circumstances clearly changed during yesterday's trial.
There's no way the prosecution wouldn't leverage eyewitness testimony from the start. Something else is happening here.
Very well. Mr. Rudolph, please testify to the court about what you saw that night.
I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the... Sorry, I had to sneeze. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. This occurred at 1:28 a.m. Worried that something was amiss, I walked into the establishment to see what the commotion was about. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. What an unnecessary detail that will surely prove important. She had stabbed Flintheart McCoy and was channeling magic into her sword. She removed her sword from Flintheart's back. As he slowly turned to face her, she stabbed him again in the front because she's just cold-hearted like that. This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna, like, no crap to the game because it's the first case. They have to make everything easy, but this is ridiculous. That sounds very believable. She soon realized I had witnessed her heinous crime. She let the body fall to the ground. She let the body hit the floor and fled the scene.
Incredible. If everything occurred as the witness describes, then I see no room for debate.
Thank you for the lurk, Emmy. Of course, the evidence has always been irrefutable.
You don't remember seeing him when you left to look for Celeste. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. I literally have a personal account proving that I was wrong. But it was pretty dark. It was not that fucking dark. It was not that dark. You went through a door. You went through one door. Or is lit up and then I saw the background. I saw the art. It was not that dark. You know there was no one. You know he's lying. Say some shit, please. Celeste, did you see this man that night?
No, this is my first time seeing him. And I didn't see him when I ran out of the tavern that night.
So he has to be lying. Obviously.
Does that mean he's the one who killed my dad?
She tries her best to hide it, but you can sense her restlessness. It's hard to say right now, but it's definitely a possibility.
The defense may now begin their cross-examination.
On the one hand, I kind of want to press to get as much dialogue as possible, But on the other hand, I kind of want to just like get straight to the thing that is obviously the lie. That's good, right? Yeah, I think that's good.
Objection!
Mr. Rudolph, you testified you saw my client murdering the victim. And you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so? Oh, this is from the beginning of the game. Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. That moment was burned into my memory. I see. Well, it's funny you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie. What? Huh?
Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert.
My accusation is far from baseless, Prosecutor Steelwind. Take a look at this report. The dining room lights are artificery devices that are powered by an arcane power cell. However, that same arcane power cell was broken during the time of the murder. The dining room lights had no energy, and the room would have been pitch black. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide.
Fuck.
Wait, I can explain.
There's no need, witness. You could have easily seen another source of light. Perhaps one of the McCoys lit a candle because of the blackout.
The witness clearly described a source of blue light. A candle or lantern wouldn't emit a color like that.
Then the witness was clearly mistaken.
The witness records everything he sees in his notebook. He even remembers the exact times that each event occurred. So why would he be incorrect about such a clear and obvious detail? I'm kind of getting into it. No, what the witness saw was clearly some form of magic. And due to the lack of power, it couldn't have been artificery. It must have been an arcane spell. Tyrion, you fool. Did you just give him a way to cover his lie? Well, that's right. She was casting magic. So the blue light that I saw was from the magic. That's what I meant to say the first time. Except it's not, because while under the effects of the spell, this object emits a yellow radiant glow. I am 2 steps ahead of this game. I must have made an incorrect assumption. Please allow me to revise my testimony.
What do you think of this, Prosecutor Steelwind?
If the witness wants to revise his testimony, then I see no harm in obliging him.
And you, Mr. Cuthbert?
If he thinks he saw something different, then it's only fair to hear him out. You'll tear through each of his lies no matter what he does. I remember now. Oh, I like that the music is faster now. Because he's panicking. Yesterday, it was revealed that Flintheart was killed using magic. I must have seen Flintheart's daughter channeling a magic spell. The spell was called Mageblade, am I correct? That's it. The blue glow that I saw must have been created by Mageblade.
I see. So the blue light that you saw came from the defendant's magic. Mr. Cuthbert, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
With pleasure. Blah, blah, blah. Present spell.
Objection!
Mr. Rudolph, you don't know much about magic, do you? Fucking flexing on him, too. You silly little fool. You don't know anything about magic, do you? Of course not. Are you trying to say that I should have recognized Celeste's Mageblade? No, I admit you probably wouldn't know about Mageblade. But that's exactly where your mistake was. My mistake? Mr. Rudolph, if you were aware of how Mageblade works, then you would know that the spell emits a yellow radiant glow. which means that the blue glow you saw couldn't possibly have been a mage blade.
This is ridiculous. I'll grant you that the witness clearly remembers seeing a blue glow. But what significance should such a minor detail have?
It's extremely significant, Prosecutor Steelwind. If the witness did see a blue magical glow, then he must have witnessed Sorry, I had a stroke. Then he must have witnessed another spell at the scene.
Preposterous. You don't have any evidence to back up that. You don't have any evidence to back up that blame.
Speaking fast and doing voices is hard for me.
Preposterous. You don't have any evidence to back up that claim.
That blue light made a large impression on the witness. That totally real blue light that he definitely didn't just pull out of thin fucking air. He wrote it down in his notebook, and he specifically mentioned the color. There's no way he would be mistaken about something like that. Duh. So what did you really see, Mr. Rudolph? Did you see my client at the scene casting a spell she couldn't possibly cast? Or did you see another mage at the scene? Well...
Your Honor, the defense has no right to accuse the witness like this.
Let me remind you that perjury is a crime, Mr. Rudolph. If you are found to have lied in your testimony, you will be prosecuted. No, wait, please. Oh shit, here comes the real murderer. Now that is quite enough of that. Garrick Pierce suddenly steps down from the gallery and walks to the witness stand. Dude, that's not how court works. You can't just do that. Point take right here. He's breaking every possible rule in the book, but no one in the room moves to stop him. Because he's fucking a noble or something. The bailiff looks to the judge nervously, but the judge just narrows his eyes and carefully watches Pierce. Pierce, meanwhile, shoves the still flustered Rudolph off the stand.
Get the hell out of here.
Shoves the still flustered Rudolph off of the stand and begins addressing the courtroom. What is he even doing here? Just need to adjust my mic a little bit. I will not stand by while you harass my servant.
Pierce, we discussed this. There's no need for you to take the stand.
And what, pray tell, did they discuss? Nonsense, I have nothing to hide. And if you had done your job properly, I wouldn't have needed to intervene. For the first time, Steelwind doesn't seem to be in control of the situation.
What is the meaning of this, Miss Steelwind? Who is this man?
This is Garrick Pierce, Your Honor. That is Lord Garrick Pierce to you, Steelwind. I am the honorable heir to the Pierce noble house. In any case, I must apologize. I'm afraid that these misunderstandings are entirely my fault.
What do you mean?
You see, Rudolph wasn't the one who witnessed the crime that fateful night. It was me. I was the one who witnessed the crime. I had my driver report the body so that I could remain anonymous. What? Are you saying that you had Rudolph lie for you? I simply dictated to him what I saw and had him repeat that to law enforcement. It simply wouldn't do for a member of nobility to appear publicly in court.
Lord Pierce, regardless of your intentions, this is a very clear act of perjury.
But from the look on the judge's face, you can easily tell he won't face any actual consequences. I understand, and I will accept the consequences of that. But I would be remiss if Rudolph's shoddy testimony allowed that girl to escape her crimes. Please let me testify as to what I saw that night.
Very well. This is highly irregular, but I believe the court will benefit from hearing your testimony. However, know that this misconduct could hurt your credibility.
Very well. Here we go. On the night of the murder, I found myself unable to sleep. I'm a bit thrown off by the fact that the music is still fast-paced, but okay. So I went for a leisurely carriage ride around Cornhaven. I happened to be passing by the McCoy Tavern when I heard a loud commotion from within the building. Curious, I stopped my carriage and took a single step inside the establishment. That is when I saw the scene inside. I saw the defendant stabbing that poor man twice with her sword. Garrick Pierce. He's a member of the nobility.
That means he's probably a mage, right? And he's the only mage that was there that night. Doesn't that mean...
There's no doubt about it. He's the only person that could have left a trace of transmutation on the body. He has to be the mage that we're looking for. Sorry, this must be a lot for you right now.
Don't worry about me. Focus on taking him down.
I did not spot an obvious lie. So I might have to press for it. Unable to sleep, I went for a lead in the character. I happened to be passing by. I heard a loud commotion from within the building. I stopped my carriage and took a single step inside the establishment, stabbing that poor man twice with her sword. Okay. I think I do need to press, but just in case, I'm gonna double check everything I have. Being stabbed from behind with a magical blade. Has no magical properties. Picture of Flint Heart before he died. All that yellow is the transmutation magic, I guess. Bottle next to him. It needs a formula for the following. I presented it. Jimmy scale magic trying. I didn't even know I had this. So glad I checked. So, oh my, it's even telling me like the distance. Oh shit, I hope I don't have to measure anything. Poker power shell. Last occupation. Bedroom key. Sister died. Accident involving magic. Great.
Hi, Darcy.
Welcome in.
Are you winning, son?
Yeah, I'm been winning pretty well so far. You should have seen me. Literally, the very last thing, I was 2 steps ahead of the game. Like, even before the next thing came up, I was already like, okay, he's gonna say this, but then I can prove that wrong with this. Happened exactly how I said it. So good at this. Anyway. Naturally, during the duration of this spell, the edges of this object play. I swear, at some point in the game, this stuff specifically is going to trip me up. Like, incantation, gesture, doesn't require a gesture. Like, I highly doubt that any of this will be relevant for this one, but for future cases, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I didn't hear anything. And then, but what about the incarnation? What about the incantation? He should have said it, Arcane. And I don't think I need to present any profiles, other than maybe to prove that he was also a transmutation mage. That seems like a strange way to pass the time. Not that you believe him for a second.
The witness's eccentricities are besides the point. What matters is that he was clearly at the scene.
I wouldn't quite put it that way, but nevertheless. I happened to be passing by the McCoy Tavern and a loud commotion from within the building. I'm guessing the commotion was the argument between my client and the victim. One would conclude that, yes.
As we all know, both of them became quite loud during their argument. It's not unreasonable to say that the witness heard them from his carriage.
Okay, pretty standard so far. Curious, I stopped my carriage and took a single step inside the establishment. Oh, okay, there's the map. If he was at the tavern entrance, that would mean, okay, this is definitely the important. No way they just randomly pull out the map and then this is just a non-thing. This is the statement I gotta say something about. So the tavern entrance, that would mean he was here. Okay, yeah, it definitely is. The evidence just updated. Alright, died at looking. Ladies who witnessed the murder from the W party were actually possibly. You saw the entire scene from the tavern entrance? It would be quite dark considering that the lights weren't operational, even if my client was using Mage Blade at the time. Oh shit. Good catch, Tyrion. I wouldn't have even thought about that. Oh shit, my coaster fell off. Gotta get my coaster back real quick, but I did hydrate. First, second, third are gone, I lose. Yeah, people were quick to snatch him up this time around. Get that coaster. Alright, still look good, right? I look great. Oh, wait. There we go. Yahoo! And my client was using Mage Blade at the time. Ah, of course, I'd forgotten that detail. I couldn't see what was happening. Really? You just fucking said you saw it. You're like, oh yeah, you're right. I guess I couldn't see it. Anyway. So I used my magic to illuminate the scene. You used magic at the crime scene? Yes, I remember it clearly. I conjured a blue light to illuminate the scene. The same blue light must have been what my driver saw. I thought your fucking driver was only saying what you saw. You are the worst liar. Thank you! I thought that Rudolph didn't witness the crime at all. If I had to guess, Mr. Rudolph... Don't fucking guess! You're a prosecutor! There's a goddamn witness explaining the event right now. Don't guess for him.
If I had to guess, Mr. Rudolph must have seen the blue light from the carriage. Oh, how convenient. He must have made that detail part of his testimony earlier.
That actually makes a lot of sense for some shit she just pulled out of her ass. Rudolph was so sure that he saw a blue light, it would be strange if he was lying about that. Okay, so we're believing that that part is true. Fair enough. I thought he literally just made that up. But anyways, which spell did he use to illuminate the crime scene? It was the Conjure Light spell. Oh, cool, I get the spell. Nice. I thought I would have to work for that one. Me when I put words in our clients' mouths. I know, right? They do that. Luxo! I swear that's another one I've seen before. Conjuration. Gesture, none. Duration, 1 hour. Concentration, yes. The duration of the spell, a mode of magical light appears in the caster's hand. Oh, I see it. I see what it is. I already see what it is. The colored light is chosen by the caster and can be changed at will for the spell's duration. This mode of light provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further. Ooh, what an odd extra, like, tacked on detail at the end of that spell. Alright, Tyrion, move it along. I already know what the next thing is. Your Honor, if the witness used magic at the crime scene, then I'd like for his spell compendium to be added to the court record.
I see no reason to invade the witness's privacy over a trivial illumination spell.
I agree. The defense will need a stronger reason to requisition the witness' spell compendium.
Right you are, Your Honor. Your wisdom is truly fitting of your station. Now shut up. From there, I clearly saw the crime unfold. Oh, did you? Oh, did you fucking see it unfold now? Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Literally twice. That is twice the distance away. You pathetic, filthy fucking liar.
Objection!
Objection. Lord Pierce, you said that you illuminated the scene from the tavern entrance? And you only took a single step into the building. Of course. I remember it very clearly. I stood only at the entrance. Good. Good that you're doubling down on that. In that case, I'd like you to take a look at the map of the tavern. If we take a look at this map, that would place you right here, where the W that I just drew on this official police map. What the fuck are you doing? Tyrion, stop doodling in court. Your Honor, it's for a good cause. Am I correct? Of course I was. I don't know what you wish to achieve by having me repeat that fact. Well, I find it interesting that you illuminated the crime scene from all the way back there. Considering that Conjure Light only illuminates an area within 15 feet. What?
The spell's range is irrelevant. We've already established that the victim would have been illuminated by Mage Blade.
During his testimony, Lord Pierce clearly stated that he couldn't see what was happening. Yeah, really fucked himself over with that one. That's why he cast Conjure Light in the first place. However, Conjure Light doesn't work like a normal source of light. It only provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further. If he had stayed at the entrance, his spell wouldn't have done anything to help illuminate the scene.
But what does this mean? Lord Pierce, did you illuminate the crime scene or not?
Well, I can answer that question for you, Your Honor. My turn to put words in his mouth. Lord Pierce did illuminate the scene of the crime. He illuminated it because he was standing right where it happened.
Mr. Cuthbert, are you trying to say that Lord Pierce was that close to where the murder occurred? How could that be possible?
Well, oh shit, he's gonna come out and accuse him. Well, there's only one way this scenario would make sense, Your Honor. The judge is thick in the head. Yeah, you know, we're in a world where nobility gets a lot of flack, so, you know, maybe his livelihood's at stake here. Look at me being empathetic to a fictional judge. And that would be if Garrick Pierce was the one who murdered Flynnhart McCoy. Lot less chatter than they should be.
Hold on for a moment! This is absurd!
I could have easily used a different spell to illuminate the room. And which spell would that be, Pierce? The name escapes me. I'm not sure which one it is now that I think about it. You idiot. Well, maybe we can figure it out together. When you relinquish your spell compendium to the court.
What? This is a clear violation of my privacy. Steelwind, why aren't you objecting to this?
If you had listened to my instructions, you wouldn't be in this situation. You've made your bed, now lie in it.
Steel Wind, you treacherous. Whooper. That's enough. It appears the prosecution has no objections. With everything that's occurred, I must ask Lord Pierce relinquish his spell compendium to the court.
There it is. Spell compendium has been added to your notes. Contains the formulas for the following spells: Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frost Wave, and Shape Liquid. Prestidigitation is just in here. Man, this took a lot of inspiration from D&D. Well, I already knew that looking at the spell descriptions, but they're just like straight up. Bro is a water Pokemon. He actually is. He's got, what is it, like 3 different like water or water adjacent spells. Maybe we live in some kind of world where the noble families all have like some kind of elemental type, like goddamn Eevees. Oh, are we gonna get every spell that he has added? Prestidigitation. Caster creates a simple and harmless visual effect around their hand. This effect will last for as long as they maintain concentration on the spell. A little different from the one I know. Yeah, we're getting every one. Conjure Water. Oh, this adds a lot of elements to this case. Hold on, let me readjust myself in my chair. Causes water to magically flow out of the caster's hand. This water will flow so long as the caster maintains concentration of the spell. Fuck, man. You can just make water for as long as you want? Is there any... There's gotta be some kind of, like, lashback for using magic in this world, right? It can't just be like, oh yeah, I have somebody tied up in my basement casting Conjure Water so that we have an infinite water source. I don't know why my mind immediately went to some kind of like horrendous torture to use somebody as like a living water reservoir, but that is the first thing that popped into my head. Frost Wave. Anything caught within range is a blast of extremely cold air. They take 3d6s of ice damage. Liquid's hit will be immediately frozen, and organic life will immediately enter stages of hypothermia. Shape Liquid. Big Aguagua. It's funny to imagine this like fancy looking dude pointing at something and going, Big Aguagua. Big Aguagua. Hi there, Lucy. Welcome in. As I usually say when you pop in, it's been a while since I've seen you. And as I always say when you pop in, I've been meaning to send you messages, but I keep forgetting. I'm being a magic lawyer right now. We're getting a lot of new spells.
Good job, Tyrion. We've got a spell compendium.
With that, this case is as good as yours. Or is it? She didn't even try to stop you from taking a spell compendium. Oh no. I know what she's gonna say. It's because he doesn't... Wait. Oh! None of these are... Oh wait, no. Actually, these two are... Never mind. These are both transmutation spells. I was about to say. Transmutation. Okay, but I could easily see how you could argue against these being used, though. She wouldn't let that happen just to spite Lord Pierce. She definitely still has something up her sleeve. Your Honor, I've looked at these spells in Lord Pierce's compendium. Conjure Light is the only spell that he can cast that would shed a blue light. This renders his testimony and many of his statements false. You can practically hear Lord Pierce grinding his teeth. Your Honor, Lord Pierce could very well be a suspect in the murder of Flintheart McCoy. Hey there, Polly! Hey, whoa, did like the floodgates get out or something and suddenly people are just appearing? What's up? This defense argues that this presents enough reasonable doubt to acquit the defendant. Ooh, going for the early win. Nice, Tyrion.
I acknowledge that Lord Pierce's actions are quite suspect. However, I will not pass a verdict just yet. There is much more we need to learn.
What? That's not how it works. We proved there's reasonable doubt. That should be enough to acquit me, right?
In a normal case, maybe, but it's different for this trial. The public won't accept an unsolved homicide involving magic. Unless we can unequivocally prove your innocence, the court will keep drawing out this case.
What? But that's not fair.
That's just how the system works. I'm glad they're actually giving an explanation for why we have to completely prove her innocence and not just give reasonable doubt, because that was another thing in Ace Attorney that was always kind of like overlooked. Our court system doesn't exist to exact justice. It exists so that the kingdom can save face.
No. No. No.
Hey, sorry. Had a little bitty sneeze. I sneezed off my headphones.
However, the court will be suspending... Ah, God, we're suspending it again. Further notice, that is until Lord Pierce can be investigated as a possible suspect.
Objection!
Huh? Oh, thank goodness gracious. She's gonna save us from another investigation period. That was loud. I'll bet. I assume you're talking about my sneeze and not the objection.
A possible suspect? The very idea of that is preposterous, Your Honor.
Damn it, you knew she was planning something.
Let's revisit the basic facts of this case, shall we? Flintheart McCoy was murdered using a blade with a transmutation spell active on it.
This is a good recap for the new people, the new viewers at home.
Mr. Cuthbert, why don't you tell me the spells that Lord Pierce knows?
Alright. His spells are Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frost Wave, and Shape Liquid.
You've realized it too, haven't you? Lord Pierce doesn't know any transmutation spells that can be channeled through a solid object.
What? That can't be right. Is that what we're arguing? That doesn't mean shit. Fucking... Like, why are we even saying for sure that the sword was... Like, something was channeled through the sword? That doesn't necessarily have to be true. That was just what we originally thought. Oh. Huh, you're right. You're absolutely right, Lady Steelwind. I couldn't possibly committed the murder.
I see. With that in mind, that would leave the defendant as the only possible killer.
But he was the only other mage there. He has to be the real murderer.
But he doesn't know any transmutation spells that affect a solid object. Why is that important? I'm missing something. Is it because was the sword covered in transmutation? I can't prove that he stabbed him while casting magic.
Wait a minute. How did he do it then?
She's right. How did he do it? I swear, Tyrion is like, sometimes he's ahead of me, like, and other times he's like way behind to the point where I get confused at how behind he is. What do you mean, how did he could have fucking easily, why are we so sure that the sword was even used to kill him? If there are traces of transmutation magic on the wounds, then Flintheart was definitely stabbed by something magical, but it wasn't the fucking sword. But none of his transmutation spells can affect the steel blade. Oh gee fucking whiz. Is the concept of using magic purely just magic to kill somebody and not like a weapon? Like a non-magical weapon, just that alien? I could maybe see if there was maybe somebody who was unfamiliar. I think maybe my familiarity with D&D is affecting me, like making me jump ahead. Maybe if we had somebody who had never played D&D before, they would maybe not immediately jump to that conclusion. So, you know, I'll save a bit of judgment. Oh, here comes Anime Judge.
The defense did cast some doubt on this witness's testimony. Nevertheless, I must conclude he could have not possibly committed the murder. With that in mind...
Shut the fuck up, Your Honor. Please wait, Your Honor. We still can't conclude that Lord Pierce couldn't have committed the crime.
What are you on about? What is bro yapping about? Lady Steelwind said it herself, you commoner. I don't know any spells that can be channeled through a metal blade.
He's right, which can only mean one thing. You didn't use a metal blade, did you?
Fuck.
What nonsense is this? The autopsy report clearly states that the wound was created by a blade.
Oh, okay. That's where we're getting blade from, because of the autopsy report. Stab eye with a magical blade. Wait, no. I revert to my earlier argument. It said magical blade. My first assumption would be that it was a blade made out of magic and not magic channeled through a blade.
If he didn't channel magic through a blade, how could he have possibly committed the crime? I lack all forms of imagination. Help me.
Yes, your claim seems quite contrary to the facts thus far, Mr. Cuthbert. I've never heard of this D&D before.
Which spell did Lord Pierce use to commit murder? Ha ha ha. At any time that you can choose to freeze the liquid and solidify its current. While frozen, the caster can also choose to make the liquid instantaneously melt. Wait a minute. God damn, all this like magic detection shit makes it hard to tell what's actually on the ground. Like, is the floor wet? That would add so much to this. So the question is it frost wave? Oh wait, no, this is anything hit. This is just cold air. It's not necessarily like icicles jutting out, as the picture would suggest. You see, Your Honor, Garrick Pierce didn't kill the victim using a sword. He killed him using an object shaped exactly like a sword.
What?
I'm afraid I don't quite understand the kids' lingo today, Mr. Cuthbert. Help me get down. Explain your funky aha lingo to me.
I'd like for the... Sorry, I was just recovering from my own joke. I had like a cool down. I'd like for the court to take a look at Lord Pierce's spell compendium. Garrick Pierce knows a seemingly insignificant spell called Shape Liquid. As a D&D player, I greatly disagree with the word insignificant used to describe that, but go on. With it, he can control a body of water and shape it into any complex shape he wants. then he can freeze that liquid, maintaining its current shape. Which, by the way, actually makes it a little bit more useful than like the D&D equivalent. You cannot do that shit in D&D. At least not without combining it with another spell. Anyway. Thanks, Poppet. A shape like a sword? What? No. Is it possible that he... Oh, damn, even she's getting convinced. Like, all I need to do is suggest it, and she's like, oh shit, I guess he is guilty. Wait, I missed something. What do you have to say for yourself, Lord Pierce? What do I have to say? Pierce's breathing becomes more frantic. He's clearly not used to being put in a corner like this. You look like in bed. Look like in bed, buddy. You can see his stress and frustration emanating through the eye of Horus. I'm magic as fuck, boy. You have him now. Time for the finishing blow. Ooh. I'll tell you exactly what I have to say, you commoner. I'm not the one on trial here. We're here because that bastard child didn't know her place. She's just a peasant, yet she still learned the arcane arts. And look what happened. I saw the murder. The girl used our holy arts to murder her father in a fit of rage. Oh? So I witnessed everything. Now you fucking didn't. Wait, what am I disproving? Saw the murder, I witnessed everything. Do I just present the light again? And how, pray tell, did you see everything? If you recall, you testified you only took a single step inside the inn. But you would have needed to be within 15 feet to see my client with conjecture can conjure light. This again? If you're going to keep treading on that one detail, then I admit it. I stepped further into the inn. I kept that detail out of my testimony. All because I knew you'd use it to cast suspicion on me. Lord Pierce! But you didn't just keep that detail from your testimony, did you? You testified the opposite. That makes you guilty of committing perjury. No, I mean, you miserable wretch. Perjury by Garrett Pierce. Garrett Pierce openly admitted to committing perjury in the courtroom. His lies haven't gone unnoticed. And let's not stop there. For your story to be true, you would have needed to be within 15 feet of my client. He perjured! Execute him immediately! According to your testimony, my client had just finished committing a murder. Wouldn't she have noticed you? If you were that close, then you would have surely been close enough to apprehend her. So why didn't you? Don't you have a duty to your citizens? Okay, Tyrion, that might be a bit overstretching. Shut up! Shut your dirty peasant mouth! That woman was armed! I had no reason to put my life in danger! She was wielding a sword after the murder! I was terrified when I saw her holding that bloody sword. My life was in danger! Huh? But it was still in his body. I mean, okay. But that can't be right, can it, Lord Pierce? This photo of the crime scene shows that the sword was left in the victim's body. How could she still be wielding her sword if she left it there? What? Damn you! Damn you! Steelwind, why aren't you saying anything? What? Prosecutor Steelwind has lost her usual air of confidence. I find it strange, though. Even when you had the advantage, she always maintained her usual poise. Lord Pierce, please pull yourself together! How can I remain calm when the charlatan is trying to frame me? This is a complete travesty of our justice system. I came here to reveal the truth and testify against that criminal. And what do I get instead? Slander from some lowly defense attorney. Reveal the truth. Am I just gonna fucking literally shoot him down with what he said 5 minutes ago? You talk about justice, but you committed several acts of perjury to twist the outcome of this trial. You're clearly not acting in good faith. You don't care about justice, you just want to further your agenda. So admit it, Pierce. You created a makeshift sword using shape liquid and you used it to impale Flintheart. You shoved my client's sword into the wound while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was a perfect crime, wasn't it? Oh. What?
Lord Pierce, you're fucking losing it.
My apologies, Your Honor. It's just that I realized something absolutely hilarious. What? Has he finally lost his mind? The defense put forward an interesting theory, but there's one problem with it. And what's that? I think you said it yourself. You shoved Celeste's sword into the wound while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It's a perfect crime, wasn't it? You see, it would have been a perfect crime, because any evidence to support that theory would have evaporated with the frozen blade. What? Say something else, Steelwind. No. He's right. If he used an ice blade to kill Flintheart, it would have evaporated by now. Hi, Nocting. Nocting. Hi. What? What's up? Then that means... Hi! Hi! Hi there, Nocty. Good to see you in chat again. Now sit back, because this case is wrapping up, and my voice is literally starting to hurt from doing these insane voices, but I'm committing. There would be nothing left of the murder weapon. There would be nothing. You've spun quite the tale here today. But in the end, you don't have a shred of evidence to support it, do you? You have nothing on me.
Is there anything we can do?
You became quiet.
Tyrion? Why isn't he saying anything? Is it really hopeless?
But all it takes is one look at the expression on your face. Any worries she had instantly disappear. Because she realizes the expression on your face, it's the same expression you made every time you defeated her. What is this? You can glare at me all you want. It won't change the fact that you lost. I despise people like you. You twist the system to serve your own ends. You trample on the lives of innocent people. But as long as I'm here, I will never let that happen again.
Naught can remain concealed.
What? Sorry, Tyrion, I didn't hear you. You were really low volume there. Wait, what did I just do? Your head feels like it's about to burst. The pain is unbearable and overwhelming. At the same time, you feel an extreme sense of clarity, as if you can see more than you could before. I can't believe that peasant pushed me this far. Once again, you see Pierce's thoughts through the eye of Horus. This sensation feels different from how it usually is. It's more intense and potent this time. It's almost as if you can do more than just read his surface-level thoughts. Ooh. You activated the Empowered Eye. With it, you'll be able to do more than see the witness's thoughts. You'll even be able to affect what they think about? What? Project items into Pierce's mind to evoke thoughts from him. You'll want to project items that make him think about the murder. Evoking the right thoughts will raise your insight. Once the insight gauge is filled, you'll have everything you need to implicate him. This is weird. Okay. Shape liquid. After all the trouble I went to, I can't believe that lawyer figured out the spell I used. Well, no matter. It's not as if there's any evidence to prove I used it. I'm lucky that old fool had that bottle of water with him. Oh, that was it. That was the whole thing. The bar just went from 0 to 100. Water from a bottle? Wait, a bottle? Well then, as riveting as this has been, I believe it's time for me to take my leave. Now wait a minute, Pierce. What is it now, you wretch? I'll say it as many times as you need to hear. There is no evidence of a liquefied weapon at the crime scene. Hi, Emily. Yes, I saw. Weird. Hello. Still proud. Hi, JJ. This is what my chat has been reduced to. Nobody even says anything. They just silently throw things at me. Hi. I fucking knew you were gonna. I knew you were gonna do that. I will say would. To which character? I think you said that about every female character at this point. And there's only like Okay. Thank you for the bits, JJ. The 100 bits. 100 bits. That was 100 bits, alright. I appreciate it, even if it does cause me some amount of pain. Also, it just occurred to me something I could do to improve that effect that happens too, so thank you. You actually knocked an idea into my head. What was I doing? No evidence for liquefied weapon cavity. Oh yes, there is. Shattered bottle. You're right, Pierce. If you did use shape liquid on a body of water, the murder weapon would have evaporated entirely. Ah, it seems you finally got that fact through your thick head. Bravo! But let's not get ahead of ourselves, Pierce. What if you didn't use shape liquid on a body of water? What if it was another type of liquid? What are you going on about? What is bro yapping about? Pierce, shape liquid doesn't just work on water. It works on all kinds of liquids. This shattered bottle contains the liquid that you cast your spell on, doesn't it? You show him the picture of the shattered bottle of lotus juice. That bottle... Pierce, I found this shattered bottle on the ground near the victim's body. I wonder what caused it to shatter. You must have decided to use any liquid you could find. Luckily for you, the victim was holding the perfect quantity of liquid in his hands. Yeah, actually, how much, for curiosity's sake, how much liquid did he need? 10 liters. Fucking, how much is 10 liters? Like, give me some kind of concept. 10 liters is 2.5 gallons? What the hell? Oh, it says up to. Okay, never mind. If there's no minimum, then it's not the perfect amount of liquid. You could have probably killed him with any amount of, I mean, if you're creative enough. I wonder, Lord Pierce, if we had someone analyze the broken pieces of this bottle, would we find traces of transmutation magic?
You little... That still proves nothing.
So what if there are traces of magic on the shattered bottle?
You still don't have a murder weapon. I wasn't finished, Pierce.
What?
You see, the liquid contained in this bottle wasn't water. It was so... Okay. That was the biggest plot twist. The lotus juice is soda? Soda? What the fuck is a soda? I thought we were in fantasy times and shit. What the hell is soda?
What difference does that make?
What difference does it make? So even I like to chill a bit with some Dr. Pepper on the side every now and then. We all do. A blade of ice made out of water would have evaporated entirely. But a blade of ice made out of soda would have a puddle of dried residue.
No, it can't be.
I'd wondered why there was such a circular trace of magic under the body. If we checked the outline of that trace, I bet we'd find a dried puddle of soda residue. That would prove that you used magic on that soda. There's your murder weapon, Pierce. And that's checkmate.
Bailiff, tell Orem to analyze the crime scene at once. We must determine if this puddle of soda residue exists. The time window to find trace of magic is closing.
So, we had our team search the crime scene for that soda puddle. I really can't believe it, but we found it. In fact, the outline of the dried soda lines up exactly with the outline of the trace of transmutation magic.
Yeah, now that I think about it, we didn't really question... Well, I mean, we don't play... New players wouldn't even know how this world works to question it, but there was no questioning why her channeling magic through the sword would have affected, like, the whole circular area. Like, that's not weird. Anyway. Thanks, Poppet.
We checked the broken bottle, too. There were traces of transmutation magic on it as well. There's no doubt about it. Someone used magic on that soda.
I see. Thank you, Orem. Please escort Lord Pierce back to the stand.
Gah.
What do you have to say for yourself, Pierce? What do you think you've accomplished here today? Do you honestly think you can indict me? I'm an aristocrat from the highest echelons of our society. That fool of a man was an insurgent. He was a threat to society, and I did my civic duty by removing him.
Objection!
He just confessed.
Bailiff, please escort the witness to a holding cell.
Steelwind!
First-degree murder is punishable by execution, Lord Pierce. I suggest you remain silent lest you incriminate yourself further.
What? You can't be serious!
Shut your insidious mouth. Well, what are you all waiting for? Take him away.
Yes, take him away at once.
I can't believe it. We actually won. Tyrion,
That's all she can do to hold back her tears. You don't need to say anything. Your face says it all.
Thank you.
You've more than exceeded my expectations today. Miss Timora, I'll be honest. When I realized that the murder weapon evaporated, I thought the case was shot. I can't believe you were able to turn that around. It was just luck. If he had used water, we would have been done for. It had nothing to do with luck. You were able to deduce which liquid he used. And you did it just by looking at a few shards of broken glass. Your skills of deduction never cease to amaze me. That's not exactly true, but with Celeste there, you can't tell her about your new ability.
You are all quite lively. There's no need for such hostility, though I wouldn't expect any less from the hound of the eye take.
Wait, what did she mean by that? You glance at Miss Timora. When she meets your gaze, she immediately looks away. She looks like she's focusing, almost as if to protect herself from a certain eye.
I must admit, I was hoping to test my blade against you directly. However, your protege proved to be a worthy adversary.
Thank you? Is this some kind of game to you? You talk about trials as if there's some kind of competition. Your action almost condemned an innocent woman to death.
Our system operates by having two powers of opposition. When those powers are balanced, justice prevails. Make no mistake, your victory today was just our system working as intended.
Ha! Working as intended. You know very well our system only exists to protect your people.
I know.
What?
In any case, it looks like we'll be facing each other more frequently in the future. I look forward to doing battle with you again, Tyrion Cuthbert.
What a strange girl.
Well, that kind of killed the mood, didn't it?
Not at all. I think we should celebrate.
Oh, what did you have in mind?
There's this amazing restaurant in the upper quarter of the capital city. They usually only serve nobles, but they'll let anyone in if they have enough gold. Wait, do we have enough gold? Of course we do. Don't worry about the details. I'll handle everything. Wait, just how much money does Miss Timora make? And so began my journey into the world of law and magic. Our justice system is rotten to its core, and it'll have many trials ahead. Regardless, I'll keep fighting on and get justice for every one of my clients. Wow! Look at that. Episode end. Huh? This feeling, I knew it. His radiant soul is finally awakened. I can't believe it. I've been waiting for so long. I can't wait for the day when I get to see his eyes draped in agony. Okay. Oh, I can literally just start any case. There's no continuation from one to the next. They're essentially like their own things. That's interesting. But I finished episode 1. And, you know, that was fairly good time. I probably could have streamed for a little bit longer, but 2 hours is about the mark I want to hit. And it feels kind of dumb to just start another episode with like 9 minutes before I would call it. So, let's quit it there. And yeah, I can stall out the rest of the 9 minutes by deciding like who I'm gonna raid. Let's see. Well, that is one person who's no longer streaming. I could just raid somebody who's playing this game. Hi, Nacty. Is there anyone even playing this game? Let's find out on the raid cam. It doesn't even give me the option for same category. That means there's none. Hold on, let me double check. Tyrion. Attorney. Sharing. Attorney of the Arcane. Oh, yeah, there is exactly one person streaming it, and it is me. I am the one person streaming this game. I can't believe that. I mean, it does look like there are other people streaming it, at least, like, relatively recently, so that's nice. So I'm not completely alone. I obviously will not watch it because I don't wish to spoil myself, but back on topic. Somebody to raid. Everybody nothing that I'm used to raid. Who am I following? There are a few people, and they are all doing stuff. Oh shit! Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Merlin is streaming. Oh my god. I have not seen him stream in forever. I gotta raid him. We're raiding Merlin. We're gonna fucking raid Merlin and and his husband. It looks like there might be a call together. Fucking A. So yeah, as usual, no big outro screen or something. I'll get an outro screen eventually, I swear. Just thank you all for joining me. I appreciate the support and the lurks and the love and the bits and the all that good stuff. Bye bye. Thank you, VOD watchers. Whoa.